Hi, welcome. Today we will talk about two computers and we will analyze a very interesting game. So if you play the French defense or if you want to destroy the French defense, this video is for you because, Alphazero has been destroyed on this game by Stockfish. And first, let's talk a little bit about these two computers. And Stockfish, I think everyone knows because Stockfish is the best computer. It's the best engine of the actuality. Nowadays, Stockfish is winning everything he can. So, looking to his recent results, we can see first. Stockfish wins everything. And about the nationality of Stockfish, why this program has this name? Simple, because it has been thinked at Norway and has been cooked at Italy. So this program has been created on Italy. About Alphazero, well, Alphazero is, I think this history is very interesting because the game we will see has been one of the games of the match between Stockfish and Alphazero. And this match has occurred at 2018. And Alphazero is the first big AI project, and this Alphazero uses the same algorithm of AlphaGo, and AlphaGo has learned how to play, for example, Go and Shogi, I don't know how to say, and as one of the best players. And this is impressive because when they created the Alphazero, they have gave some time, I think 1 hour or 8 hours, I don't know. Oh, it's here. So on December of 2017, the DeepMind, so a company of Britain and USA, with relationship with Google, has released a paper introducing Alphazero, which on 24 hours of training achieved a superhuman level of play. Oh, incredible. So in these 3 games, by defeating the world champion programs Stockfish, Emo, and the 3-day version of AlphaGo Zero. Here, important, because I've been researching a lot to do this video, and Alphazero hasn't won the on those days. Alphazero has won the match, but Alphazero wasn't playing with the top version of Stockfish. So I think everyone talked about this matter because AlphaGo has won the best computer, but no, the computer wasn't the last version, and because of that, they tricked us. But the truth is that even though Alphazero played a lot, then the project has been discontinued, and nowadays we have Lila Zero, and Lila Zero is based on the algorithm of Alphazero. So it's very interesting to see the relationships between engines and the evolution, and we will talk on another video about that. So let's go to our game, and this game is great for persons that wants to destroy the French and to see how to play the French, because Alphazero will do some positional mistakes, in my opinion. But, well, I can't talk too much about a computer that has estimated level of 3400 of rating. About Stockfish, nowadays Stockfish I think still has about 3530 of rating. They are completely monsters playing chess. This game has been played at London, at 2018, so just before the pandemic. So let's go to our game. And so Stockfish is playing with white and Alphazero is playing with black. And this starts with e4, and after e6, here white continues with d4, and of course black will play d5. So black is playing the French defense, and white will need to think about what is the best approach. And well, I enjoy a lot the approach of Stockfish. So if you like attacking players and if you want to create problems to your opponents, you will want to play knight c3. I played this already, and this is named the normal variations. I think this is a Tahash, I think, I'm not certain. And after knight to f6, for example, when I play these lines on the internet, most players continue with bishop to g5. And here I like to play dynamic things with black, and normally I play bishop to b4, and after for example pawn advances I play h6, and everything is normal, and I don't have a lot of problems, because just to show quickly, because we will talk about that on another video, after pawn takes, pawn takes, pawn takes, we can continue with rook g8, and we don't have any problem at all, because if white tries to continue with queen to h5, here we can play just queen f6 and then take the pawn. And I prefer the position for black. I think it's easier to play. So here Alphazero will play bishop b7, so it's passive. I don't like this move. Alphazero is was a top computer with almost unlimited calculating power, power, and plays bishop e7. Looks like, I don't know, lazy person playing chess. So here this continues with pawn advances, and after knight to d7, at least I think here white will continue with h4. And this is the first interesting part of this video, because if you were playing with black, what would you do? Because this is a video to work the attack and the defense. Because right now, when I analyzed this game the first time, I started thinking, okay, if I was playing with black, what would I do? And okay, here Alphazero has taken. Looks risky, I don't know, because you're going to see later, it's too risky. White will have activity, will have potential, and is more developed and has central space because of the pawn structure. So it's complicated, so I don't enjoy very much this capture. So in my opinion, if I was playing with black against a monster like Stockfish, first probably I wouldn't play, because it's impossible to win the top version of Stockfish, but okay, it doesn't matter. Here probably I would play h6, and I think probably is easier to play for humans, at least, because of course if bishop takes, queen takes, and okay, if knight tries to win something here, we can always play again queen to d8, and this is completely playable. And if bishop goes back, probably, I don't know, to e3 or even d2, I think the computers prefer bishop d2. Here I would continue with the plans of the French defense. So in my opinion, this is easier to play. For the persons that think the castle king side, okay, yeah, probably is playable, but I'm afraid of queen to, I'm afraid of ideas with, for example, just to show, I'm afraid of ideas with queen to g4. It's complicated. I'm not a defensive player, so for me, this looks dangerous already for black. Because if you give space, if you give initiative to an attacking player, he will destroy you. That's for sure. So here, probably h6 would be easier. But the thing is that, okay, Alphazero was too strong and thinks, okay, bishop takes, pawn takes, and here I'm going to take with the queen, and I'm winning by 1 point. So they are computers, so they know when they win material or don't. We probably don't know what we are doing when we play chess. So they are much stronger than us. And the thing is that white will continue with the move knight to h3. And yeah, knight h3, nobody plays this kind of stuff. Why knight h3 and not knight to f3? Well, the difference is that according to the computers, by some motive, queen e7 and this position is completely playable, because after knight to b5, here knight f8, knight e6, and everything is playable for black. I don't know, strange things. So the idea is that after knight plays to h3, this is a more dynamic move, because here white has potential to play the knight, for example, to f4 at a long term. So here black continued with queen a7, normal. And after queen to g4, here, the idea of the white's player is just that, okay, if you want to castle, you're going to suffer. Because after the castle, probably knight f4 is too strong. Because, for example, f doesn't exist because of the pressure on the square on e6. So it's complicated. So here, of course, Alpha has played g6. And the thing is that I already have told you that the problem is that white has space, has potential, and has the initiative. So white has all the motives to win this game. So after knight plays to g5, here black needs to play h6. And the thing is that Stockfish doesn't need to go anywhere with the knight. And Stockfish is using one very interesting concept that we apply as humans. When you play chess, you want to create pressure to your opponent. So if your opponent has problems because of this knight on g5, you will not play this knight anywhere. You will continue creating problems on another place on this chessboard. So the conjunction of all the plans will make damages to your opponent, and you will win the game because of that. So incredible. Stockfish is playing a lot. And the concepts are interesting because, of course, I normally don't like to see games from computers, but if you start analyzing the openings that you play, and if you between computers, when the computers play each other, you will learn so much. But the thing is that the games are incredible complex. So here white has continued with the castle queenside, and after knight to c6, this is already complicated for black, because when we play the French defense, we want normally to play or b6 with c5 or even c5, but here this doesn't exist, because this doesn't exist anymore, because here black has exchanged the dark square bishop, and because of that knight b5 is terrible. I've already lost a game against an English player on a tournament that I played, a rapid tournament, because I exchanged the dark square bishop and then knight b5, and I started dancing with my king over the board, and I lost the game. He committed a blunder, then I committed another, and he committed another, I committed another, and I lost because I committed the last mistake. So but this is already won, so c5 doesn't exist, and even a6 to try to play c5 is complicated, because after bishop d3, c5, and okay, knight can take f7, and if queen takes, bishop takes, and it's over. So this is too complicated for black, and in my opinion, black is losing because of the approach that he used, just to try to be, I don't know, ambitious, probably. Possessive, I don't know what's the correct name for that, but try to take the material for me is a very big mistake. So here this continued with knight to c6, and after knight b5 to create pressure on the pawn of c7, this will continue with knight to b6, a completely normal move. And the thing is that this game will finish in 8 moves, because after this move white will play rook to d3. Incredible stuff. Why is this move interesting? What is the plan? If you want, you can put on pause, because this is interesting. The idea of playing rook to d3 is just to play rook f3 and then create pressure on f7. Why is that interesting? Simple, because this pawn can never take the knight, because I will enter with everything and I will win the game. And it is increasing the pressure on the king side. So it wants to create pressure to this pawn. It wants to continue creating problems to h6. And if he can, he will improve with bishop d3. He will try to sack material, and black will not be able to do anything in between. So here, black continued with h5. It's kind of, the only possible approach to try to create damages by some way. And here, white is already threatening to win so much things. And of course, almost humans would play queen anywhere. For example, here I probably would play queen to g3, and my argument is that I'm much better and I will never lose this game. But yeah, Stockfish is a monster, so when monsters play, they say, okay, you want to take my queen? Take my queen. I'm not worried at all. What is the idea? Simple. Here, if h takes on g, rook takes, king goes, and rook takes f7. And I will win back my material with advantage of 5 points, almost 5 points. So it's too strong. So here, black continued with a6 to try to push away the white's pieces, on this case the knight. And white continues with queen to g3. Incredible stuff. Why is that? Because now, if this pawn takes the knight, simple, we can just continue with rook takes f7. And of course, this isn't a move that black wants to play, because after knight takes, king takes, the thing is that the king is too exposed and white will have access to the black squares. So because of that, this position is, it's not completely won, but is superior for white. So it's complicated. So here, black continued with a very ugly move, knight to d8. But it's ugly, but it's interesting, because he is trying to defend the problem on f7. Right now, of course, rook cannot take, or else the knight will take the material. Here, white continues with knight to c3, and in 4 moves, this game will be finished. So here, knight to d7. And are you seeing this game? When I think about the French defense, I don't think about this ugly stuff. So if I think about that, I would have nightmares when I try to sleep. So if you want to play the French, no, please don't do this kind of stuff. Don't accept material and try to exchange material if the things start looking ugly. So here, Alphazero has played knight to d7, and now we need to increase the pressure on the king side. So yeah, you're correct. Bishop to d3. And the idea is that the rook is already creating problems to this pawn. Important, this pawn is being attacked, and this pawn is being attacked too. The queen is creating some pressure to the pawn too. This knight is creating some pressure to this pawn. I will put with another arrow. And finally, this pawn is being attacked by the other rook. So as you're seeing, all of the white pieces has some importance because they are all creating problems to the king side and to the pawn structure. And very important, those pawns are all being attacked and the king is near these pawns on the center without potential to castle. Why is that? Simple. If black tries to castle right now, here this would be disastrous because here we can sack the rook, and if pawn takes, this will finish on a checkmate because knight takes and this is check, and after king plays, ooh, this isn't available, so it's over, queen and checkmate. So it's very violent. So here black continued with knight to f8, and okay, Alphazero is playing almost all of his pieces to the 7th and to the 8th rank. So this looks very ugly for black. And here white will continue with rook to h4. So the idea of Stockfish is always the same. Stockfish wants to create pressure, and another very important concept. When you attack, you want to attack the weakest points, and of course, if you have several plans at the same time, it will be more complicated for your opponent to defend the position. You don't want to have just one point of pressure or one attack. You want to create problems all over the board. And here, this rook is creating pressure to this pawn, and when Stockfish plays rook to h4, the idea can be to play rook to f4 and add another piece to the attack of f7. Why do I want to attack f7? Simple. This is the base of the pawn structure, and you want always to attack the base of the pawn structure. So it's very interesting. And here, yeah, what can Alphazero do? Nothing. So black played rook to g8, and after bishop to c4. My god, what's happening right now? The idea is so dynamic, so beautiful, but so not human. Why is that? Here, probably, I think the most normal ideas would be to play the rook here, or even queen to f4 to increase the pressure. But before that, well, he played bishop to c4, and it's complicated to play this position. It's impossible to play this position for black, because if the pawn takes, we will advance the central pawn. And why is that problematic? Because if pawn takes, of course, knight takes, and this king is on the center. For example, queen here, just to show, because the knight is controlling this square, and we take. And queen here, yeah, we will take the queen. So it's too complicated. And for this reason, of course, black hasn't taken the bishop. And this continued with queen to d7. And after that, white continued with knight to e4. That's why, in my opinion, almost all of the best players right now are studying all the opening theory and even middle game plans with computers, because we want to play a similar level of the computers, because they are so much stronger than us right now. And I would like to know your opinion about that. Do you believe that the computers will continue improving until, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000? And in how many time do you think chess will be solved? They all say that it's impossible to solve the chess, but I think everything is possible. I don't know, probably in a few years, or But they say in hundreds of years or thousands of years they will solve the chess. But I don't know. I'm not certain because they are talking about the quantic technology, so it's complicated. But well, here White continued with knight to e4, and again, what is the problem? Simple. If pawn takes the knight, we will take with the knight, and we are creating again pressure to the f6 square. So it's too difficult to play this. This is already lost. So here, this continued with pawn takes, and after knight takes, black continued with knight to h7. And here the game finished with rook takes h5. So Stockfish started sacking all the material because the position was so dominant that Alphazero doesn't add nothing to play. So just to show why Alphazero has resigned on this point of the game. Simple, because of course if black takes, this will be too difficult. This is impossible because after king plays here, knight f6, and okay, this can continue with knight takes, pawn takes, and this will finish on a checkmate. And alternatives, I think we don't have any alternative. Probably just to try to take the central pawn. I don't know. It's complicated because here we can play positional. For example, queen g4 to try to sack the knight and win the queen, and even if queen tries to play somewhere else, for example to b6, this will be completely won because we can just take the knight on h7, and this is completely won. So we have saw this game between Stockfish and Alphazero, and in my opinion is a very interesting game to analyze because you have seen that after Alphazero played the wrong plan, in my opinion is the wrong plan, White had too much initiative and destroyed completely the position. So just before we finish, we need to see what was the precision of Alphazero and Stockfish. So let's jump to the game and let's see what does chess.com says. I was talking in Portuguese. So, okay, here chess.com says 94.9 for Stockfish and 86.5 to Alphazero, but with two brilliant moves. So the first brilliant move is knight to e4. In my opinion, this game could have 4 brilliant moves. And the second one is rook taking on h5. According to chess.com, White played for a rating of 2750 and black 2450. Of course, chess.com, when chess.com does the evaluation, thinking that the game is being played by two humans. So for this reason, probably the ratings aren't very accurate. But I think this game is brilliant by Stockfish, and yes, we need to study the French. I would like to know your opinion. What do you think about Alphazero, Lila, the engines, and the evolution of the computers on chess? What do you think about ChatGPT playing chess too? Because I've already saw several material, and according to the videos that I have seen, ChatGPT doesn't know how to play chess. I don't know why, but it looks like ChatGPT doesn't know how to play chess. But well, with that, we finished our first video of today. Yes, we will have a second one because we are celebrating the followers here on the YouTube platform. Because we've reached today 16,000 followers. Thank you a lot for the support, and don't forget, if you aren't subscribed, please check the button here, and you will be giving a very big help to support the creation of all the videos we have been doing on the last months. So we are putting one video every day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, suggestions, if you want to talk with me, you can always talk about with me on chess.com. My nickname is dark_attack, and this is our first video on 4K. So I hope you enjoyed, and we say in Portuguese, até já, because we will have another video today. Thank you a lot, and bye bye.